Hi, this is Afi Rahman, and welcome to our interview series on digital transformation. In this series, we will explore the dynamic landscape of digital transformation and its profound impact that it's having on businesses, on industries, on different companies. Now, we will be chatting with a very special personality today, an industry expert who will be walking us through this entire, the revolution that digital transformation is taking place, in forms of strategies, in forms of challenges it is presenting, and the success stories that this field have. And that personality is none other than Mr. Manvender Singh, who is CEO at Accredian, right? So welcome, Manan, to our series here.
Thank you, Afreen. Digital transformation indeed is a big phenomenon at the moment and will continue being that. So very excited to be a part of this series, and hopefully I'm able to share a bit of my insights and wisdom with the audience.
I'm sure the audience is quite excited. We would want our audience to, get ready for this insightful conversation, which will kind of demystify digital transformation and inspire us to embrace the possibilities that this presents especially in this digital age for us. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and stay tuned for the interview ahead. All right, so let's begin with our interview. And the very first question that I have for you, Manav, here today is the very basic question. What exactly is digital transformation, and why are we hearing about digital transformation everywhere, in this day and age?
That's a very important question. Afreen, instead of, I like simplifying concepts. So digital transformation in the simplest form is business transformation for the digital era. All of us know that we are in something called digital revolution, right? Where digital is the future, digital is the present, and digital is the inevitable future. So businesses or companies have to embrace this change and make digital as a key piece of the overall strategy for that for a particular company or for a particular business, and a key piece of the driver or the direction in which a company is moving towards. And digital transformation, basically, that's why is basically business transformation or transformation of a business in the digital era, so that a particular business or a company is in sync with what the customer needs in this digital era. And more importantly, a company maintains its competitive edge to stay ahead of the competition. As you would know, in the digital era, there's so much competition with a lot of companies, a lot of startups. So companies have to ensure that they're competitive, and that's why there is a need for digital transformation for these organizations, and that's why there's a huge demand for digital transformation professionals.
All right. So, Manu, you said that the business it is a must-have kind of a requirement these days for businesses, and I have very recently kind of heard about this term digital transformation, especially after the COVID times. So, can you tell us, has COVID kind of transformed digital, the entire DT wave that we are having in our industry right now? We've particularly seen it after COVID. Like, what are your thoughts about on this particular aspect?
That's an important question, Afreen. COVID has certainly accelerated digital transformation. So it's not that digital transformation started post-COVID. Digital transformation was already going on. Post-COVID, what has happened is what I call digital acceleration. Companies know that this is the future. And if something like COVID happens again, they don't want to be in a situation where they're not prepared. And pre-COVID, Afreen, the notion used to be that only some companies need to adopt digital. Today, because of COVID, because of what COVID did to our healthcare system, because of what COVID did to supply chains globally, whether you are a organizational leader or whether you are a functional leader in HR, in marketing, in sales, or in any other department that you head, digital transformation has become a key focus area. And all the department leaders in an organization, or all the top leaders in an organization are also focused on ensuring that our company stays competitive and our company ensures is ahead of the curve with respect to this digital revolution that we are in. So COVID certainly has accelerated the adoption of digital technologies and helped organizations take digital transformation much more seriously.
So with this acceleration that you are saying that has come, especially post-COVID times, if I am a professional, how would you feel? How would you recommend that as a professional? What would I need to do to show that a successful DT transformation has taken place? So what does a successful DT transformation looks like for a professional?
Yeah. So I'll split that into two parts. One is successful digital transformation. What does it look like for an organization? Now, digital transformation, Afreen, is an ongoing phenomenon, right? So a lot of people think that, hey, I am now doing digital transformation for this big multi-billion-dollar company and it has done. No, digital transformation is a continuous activity. The kind of impact that they would have is changing, and that's why first of all it is an ongoing activity. What is really important for organizations and for professionals, Afreen, and that's where I see the big gap is that you have to put matrices in place, you have to put ROI leading to outcomes or not. So what we are not doing, Afreen, for example, I'm not just saying that I will transform your supply chain and make it ready for the digital world. But what I'm also saying, and as a professional, what you have to also give the focus is that you have to also mention that I am not only going to take your supply chain digitally, but it will also help you save XYZ percentage in cost saving. So essentially what is very important is that ROI based or metric based digital transformation is very important. And how that helps, Afreen, is it also helps professionals or digital transformation consultants in basically selling the vision of the project much faster. Otherwise, getting in the buy-in from stakeholder becomes very difficult, and a lot of time stakeholders feel that hey, he is a consultant or a chief digital officer and he is just pushing new technologies without seeing a definite outcome or ROI from those technologies. So that is really very important as a professional to keep in mind that ROI based, metric based digital transformation is the need of the hour.
All right. So now that you said that, it has to be very focused on outcomes and ROIs and matrices, could you also elaborate a little bit on what challenges do companies often face when going through digital transformation and maybe how they can overcome them?
Yeah, so there are three kind of challenges Afreen companies typically face. First is that lack of experts who can lead end-to-end digital transformation. Right, a lot of time organizations view digital transformation in piecemeal kind of way, right, fragmented kind of way. But wherein the requirement is, first of all, you have to look at digital transformation, whether it is aligning with the business strategy or not. So what is required right now from what challenge organizations face is that because there is no strategy alignment of business strategy is not aligned with digital strategy, organizations often end up getting into digital transformation projects, but without knowing that what are we looking out of it. So organizational alignment, business strategy alignment with digital strategy is supremely important, number one. Okay. Number two is from an organization's point of view, this has to come from top down. The management should really believe, the leadership of the organization should really believe that this is the future. Till the time the management or the top leadership is not driving it and not communicating it on a day-to-day basis, it becomes very difficult for digital transformation consultants or managers to drive change in the organizations. Otherwise, for example, think about a manufacturing setup. Let's say I am a digital transformation expert and I start telling you that, hey, transform everything, transform the way you have been doing business for the last 40 years, right? You would be like, no, why would I want to do that? So firstly, building a digital mindset is very important, and that has to happen top down, where right from the CEO to the CXOs, to the VPs, to the directors, to the department managers, and finally executives at the bottom level know the importance of digital transformation. That's one challenge organizations face, that a lot of time communication somehow gets lost when you're doing digital transformation, and that is key to driving successful digital transformation. And third is what I call the new technology amusement or charm. A lot of time what happens, Afreen, is there are so many technologies, AI, machine learning, data science, IoT, cloud, AR, VR, right? You name it and you have these technologies. So it's easy for digital transformation consultants to become enamored with technologies, and they look at it as a technology problem. I hope you understand what I'm saying. That they say that, let's use AI, let's use cloud, let's use this, let's use that. But the important thing is that you have to do it in an agile way. You have to do it in a step-by-step way, because when you're trying to transform organizations which are $50 billion in revenue, it cannot happen overnight. It has to flow down, trickle from strategy to specific milestones, and then you have to do ROI measurement and communications of those milestones, and then you have to move to another technology. So you need to understand technology, but you need to also ensure that you're not going all in at one time, and you possibly, instead of transforming the organization, for all you know, there might be negative repercussions that where the organization's business is getting threatened, because there is so much disruption that is happening because of what you are trying to undertake. And does that resonate with you, Afreen? And do you see that as a problem with organizations and digital transformation consultants, one of the mistakes that they made?
Definitely. As far as what you pointed out in terms of alignment and for things coming down from top to bottom, and the new, I like the terminology that you used, new tech charm that we are having. There's so much going on that one kind of gets confused. Even as professionals, you get confused. What exactly do we need to, kind of update ourselves with? So yes, definitely, these are some challenges that any professional face. And I think if we get clarity into these three different areas, it'll become easier for anyone to kind of, adapt and transform into much easily. Now, with this, a very interesting question comes in my mind, because the last point was about new tech charm. What are some cool technologies that you think will shape the future of digital transformation that the professional should be aware about?
Right. That's a very tough question, Afreen, because with respect to technologies, the phenomenon you would see, and we have been in this space for some time, is that there's always the next big thing, right? People always end up saying that this is the next big technology, etc. And that's why I'm usually very skeptical when I recommend technologies. For example, you would see someone like Mark Zuckerberg was bullish on AR, VR, right? With the purchase of Oculus, etc. He was like, this is the future, but it did not pan out that way. And they invested tens of billions of dollars, but the ROI is almost next to nothing. So predicting technology is very difficult, but and that's why it's 2-3 technologies, however, are overall, from momentum point of view, that looks like the future. One is AI, as we would know. And as digital transformation consultants, one needs to understand AI, number one, because that's where the future is. Second is cloud. Cloud has a lot of power, saves you a lot of costs, etc. That's something which is going to be the future, and that's where key digital technology that one needs to have understanding about. And the third is connected devices, which we also called Internet of Things, right? So your devices being connected, you being connected to the internet, etc. So these three technologies, I believe, are really key to key technologies. Of course, there are many more, but in my view, I feel these are really central to digital transformation. However, having said that, there are tens of more technologies.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So I think they really kind of sound insightful, and I think it'll really get, excite a lot of audience out there who are coming from different backgrounds and see that, yes, there is something for each one of us to explore. So that being said, what are some, with every, new, I would rather say, field that comes up, within this digital age, there are certain kinds of pitfalls and myths that are associated with it. So could you highlight some important, pitfalls or myths that all of us need to be aware about when it comes to digital transformation?
Certainly. So the biggest mistake that one needs to avoid, and I see most of the people making a digital transformation, is that they look at it as a technology problem. But digital transformation, the way I explain it is, it is about three key aspects, Afreen. First is technology, right? Because you are transforming for the digital age. Second is processes. How are those technologies being used to make processes better, organizational processes better? So you need to have understanding of processes. Let's say, for example, I need to do digital transformation for healthcare. I might not even understand healthcare. So how am I going to transform healthcare and suggest that what kind of technologies would be relevant, what are the compliance, etc. That is really important. That understanding the process is really important. And the third piece is the people aspect, which is very, very often ignored. In people aspect, what essentially you are doing is, let's say I'm a bank and I launch a new app, right? How do I ensure, first of all, both my customers and my internal employees are adopting that technology? So people is very important, and this is where change management comes into picture. This is where leadership comes into picture, which we call digital leadership. And people is such an important part. They could be your vendors, they could be employees, they could be customers, etc. Because essentially all of these technologies are for them to leverage. But if they are not adopting that technologies, what is the point, Afreen, in me launching new digital tools if that is not being adopted by customers or employees, etc. Right? Yeah, so all these three things are very important, and if you don't take care of this, most likely your digital transformation project is bound to fail.
Yeah, absolutely. Because if the adaptability is not there, then obviously we'll not be able to see the major changes that business requires for their growth and to flourish further. Now, that being said, obviously digital transformation is, in what all I've understood so far, means that it is going to take your business to the next level via certain tools that are very digital in nature. So what would be an apt way to measure the success of any DT initiative? So could you highlight some KPIs for us that would help us measure the success of a successful DT implementation?
Yeah, absolutely. This is very important, that how do you measure the success of digital transformation project? Now, again, this is this question can be split into three parts. You have to, one, let's say an organization currently, let's say a Tata Group, find itself being in a very competitive area because there are new startups, for example, or e-commerce companies which are disrupting Tata's business. For example, earlier we would buy, let's say, a mobile phone from Tata Chroma, and now we would buy it from Amazon or Flipkart in the Big Billion Sale, etc. Yeah. So from an organization perspective, you have to look at that, is the digital, is by going digital or by executing digital transformation, will my business goals get achieved? Business goals could be, Afreen, for example, my market share at the moment in a certain category as Tata Group is, let's say, 45%. does it increase to 70%? Yeah. So that's one. Is my market share increasing? Second, is my customer satisfaction increasing or not? Right. For example, you would see a lot of these insurance tech companies. You would know about Acco, you would know about Insurance Dekho, etc., etc. They're doing such a fabulous job that now you can get insurance with the drop of a hat. So, is my customer experience improving? Am I becoming a market leader in the market that I cater to? That is from an organization perspective, and that is for the business or the CEOs or the board of directors to decide that what are they chasing and how digital transformation then can help them. Can that be defined only when they first of all are clear about what they are chasing? Yeah. Number two could be from an operational perspective. You realize, for example, this was from a strategy perspective, right? The second perspective could be that success of digital transformation project could be from an operational angle. An organization realizes that it is doing, for example, you have a company, let's take a company like TCS. At the moment, TCS has more than 6 lakh employees. Now think about the HR department. Maybe they get so many queries, thousands of queries on a monthly basis, for which they have so many people being deployed. So can you transform the HR department digitally so that A, I am able to reduce cost, B, I am able to ensure timely resolution of my employee queries, C, I am not putting my HR team on repetitive kind of tasks and queries, etc., but they are doing something more meaningful and productive for the organization. That is from an operational perspective, so or a functional or department perspective. So if you look at both the business perspective and an operations perspective, the objectives could be different, at different level. But in the end, the objectives have to be clearly defined by the business team, so that the digital transformation experts can come into picture and then help that this is how we can achieve those objectives. So that's how I would say you can measure the success of a digital transformation project.
All right, awesome. Now, that being said, the very last question that I have for you today on this topic, Manav, is what are some industries that are focusing on digital transformation, in the current times?
Yeah. So, Afreen, I would rather ask you, what are the industries that are not focusing on digital transformation? Because every industry at the moment is undergoing transformation. As I said, that it is inevitable. Let's look at it this way: it is inevitable. Banks, they move to digital banking, right? You don't even need to go to a bank branch. You look at manufacturing companies, you look at aerospace, you look at healthcare, you look at finance, you look at every industry, Afreen, it is undergoing transformation to make itself more relevant, competitive, innovative for the digital age. And that's why every industry today is hiring for digital transformation experts who understand who understand the concepts, who understand how to implement digital transformation in a successful way, and who know how to get ROI out of digital transformation.
Absolutely. So thank you so much, Manav, for your time. This is definitely giving us a very good vibe. This is motivating. It has motivated me to push myself, and learn some tools and technologies that will push me towards, become a better DT professional, if I want to, grow, contribute better to my organization. With that being said, this was completely insightful. I'm sure our audiences and our viewers loved this interview. And if you have any more questions that you have for Manav, please put it in the chat window below. We'll definitely come up with a part 2 of this interview so that more questions can be answered on digital transformation. Till then, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and stay tuned on our channel, Accredian. Thank you. Thank you, Manav.